Sophia is not only connected with people, Sophia has become a downright celebrity, right?
True.
So can you talk a little bit about the places that Sophia has gone? I mean, I
Sure.
saw Sophia on CNBC, the incredible business news channel. I saw her on CBS this morning. Lots of, so where has Sophia gone and what is Sophia's path now?
Well, Sophia's been all around the world, and so she's spoken at the United Nations in New York and in Geneva. She's been, representative for the AI for Good conference. She was selected as United Nations Innovation Champion, and a kind of official position. So she's gone around and spoken with school kids about science, technology, the future of artificial intelligence.
So all different kinds of audiences, all different ages, and all different cultures.
Africa, Southeast Asia, Europe.
So as long as we're talking about different geographies and different cultures, let's talk about Saudi Arabia, because as I mentioned to you, I didn't actually encounter Sophia through all of my ethics of tech research and teaching and advising. I encountered Sophia through my Chinese lesson, and incidentally, I think my Chinese is not nearly as good as Sophia's. But on this show called Dianhua Dialogue, and Sophia was explaining to the audience that she had Saudi citizenship. And I thought that was quite curious. It was the first robot, I think, to have citizenship like that. Can you talk a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah, it was actually a surprise. So I was invited to go speak at this innovation in tech forum, and I declined that. But Jean
in
Lim,
Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi Arabia, Jean Lim, who is our now CEO, but at the time she was our chief marketing officer, she encouraged that we send this Sophia, that we follow through. And so she organized it, but she didn't go. So Sophia was mostly there by herself with one programmer who went. And then I thought no big deal until the next morning after the event, when I saw in the news that they had bestowed the citizenship on her, and it was like this big thing, and the news started going crazy. I called Jean. I was like, "What is this about?"
Right.
She was surprised as well.
Okay, so you had no idea that the Saudi officials were going to bestow citizenship.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were blindsided.
Okay.
And so I discussed it with Jean. Like, what do we do?
Right.
It's kind of like.
Well, lots of companies are having pretty serious ethics dilemmas with a number of countries. I mean, the Sultan of Brunei's recent, sort of discussions about stoning people.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia has been in the news because of the death of Khashoggi, and there's been, many different businesses have had to face various ethical questions about engaging with these and other countries.
So there were two factors. One was, do we take a strong stance? It's kind of like take a fiery position, or do we flow with it?
Okay.
And Jean recommended that we take this position where she would speak about the issues, speak about women's rights and human rights, the rights of foreign workers, about the future of rights of sentient beings. And in the context of and real women today, especially women's rights in Saudi Arabia. So she has the robot has adopted that particular position. So as the way that Sophia works, there's AI in her, but the AI is not fully sentient. It doesn't make its own decisions and this kind of thing. And we craft her personality. So Jean leads this team of really brilliant writers, and for Sophia. I mean, the majority of the writers inside our company, the content developers are women, and that's particularly important, we think, for a robot that's representing women,
particularly women in the world.
Identity, exactly. So it's a very cross-cultural, diverse team. Well, so that team of writers writes the Sophia to take a stand on these issues, thinking that it's easier to address these issues in some regards from the inside. Now, Sophia has become an influential icon in the Middle East, and particularly like in Arabian nations. So United Arab Emirates, and then people flock to her and they talk about the future and their hopes and their dreams. And I think it's really good to connect with people in this regard. And if she didn't have that citizenship, if we had rejected it, all these
Be
people
closing a door